My name is Sharon Apio. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the love and always coming back to support me. And if you're here for the first time, you're welcome. And hit that subscription button so that we can continue growing together. So in today's recipe, we're making a very interesting snack. Woo! Sausage roll. Wow, look at this. The ingredients that we need for the sausage roll are the eggs. Just an egg for the egg wash. Just a single egg to wash our sausage roll. We need the puff pastry. That is the dough that I'm currently rolling. And we need our main ingredient. That is the sausage. And your sausage, point to note, your sausage ought to be free from the skin. So remove the skin of the sausage first before rolling them in your puff pastries. So today we are doing a cheat day though. I'm not showing you the part that you're making the puff pastries, but I'll show you how we come up with this amazing recipe for the puff pastry. So because the kids are coming over for the holiday, I think this would be an amazing recipe to make for your kids during the holiday, or just a welcome home snack for them. So if you like this recipe, please hit that like button. So we are just rolling our sausage that is free from the skin knot on our puff pastry. Nothing applied. You just roll it over, because we don't apply anything like the oil or any other thing, because our puff pastry is filled with butter. Today was a cheat day. I told you we are using one from the store. But let's talk about puff pastry. What is puff pastry? This thing that I'm talking about. So even before we go to the recipe for making the puff pastry is made from light layers of fine paste separated by butter or a pastry fat. A pastry fat can be margarine, can be a lard, can be butter. Yes. So it's made from butter. Normally it's equal measure of butter to flour. Yeah. So we use the pastry fat, which is responsible for steaming. It produces the steam and pushes the layer apart during baking process. So our results, what we need with this is we need something flakery. It ought to be messy even while you are eating it. It is that paste that is used to make croissants, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so we need it to have so many layers that are breaking down, and we need it to also be so rich. Nice. So here I'm just egg washing. I'm just glazing them so that the appearance would be shiny. So I've just beaten my eggs and applied on top of my pastry, on the surface of my pastry, and then I just sprinkle a bit of sesame seeds, and the same goes to the next one. So we just give them a proper egg wash. Normally I give it a double egg wash. Once it starts to turn, I'll remove it from the oven and give it one final wash, still just with the eggs. I don't want to use the oil or any other thing, because as I told you, puff pastry contains a lot of butter, so we don't want to add more oil on top. So the only thing we are going to use to glaze today is the eggs. Yes, so I'm just giving that some incision, some cuts, this to give it room to bulge and for the layers to steam well. And apart from that, just to give it that nice appearance. So I'll do that to all my sausage rolls. See that? And sprinkle them with sesame seed. At this time, my oven is heating at 200 degrees Celsius. It's heating, so I'm going to throw them in the oven and bake them at 180 degrees Celsius. If you're using the oven that comes with the Fahrenheit, you ought to put it at 350. Look at that, it's hot, it's steaming hot. So my sausage roll just goes in there. Look at that, look at that. So as our sausage roll cooks, you see the layers, what I was talking about. The layers are steaming, and that fat, that butter that was in between the layers is pushing the layers up, and each layer, look at that. That is the result that we need with our puff pastry. Okay, let's talk about flour as our sausage roll continues to cook. We have types of flour. So when you're going to buy flour, which flour do you buy for what recipe? You just don't go to the store and buy your flour. Let's say you want to make some chapatis. You want to go to the store and buy a self-raising flour. You buy a flour that is suited for the best recipe that you have. So one type of flour that we have is the whole meal flour, which contains 100% of the whole grain. The grain, as we know, has 3 parts. I think it's the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. So for the whole meal, it contains the germ, the endosperm, and what is it called? The sperm. Yeah. So it contains everything. So if you want fiber, mostly if you're looking for a recipe that you'll need so much fiber, I think you'd go for the whole grain. We have the white flour, which contains 70-25% of the whole grain. It only contains the endosperm only. The white flour contains only the endosperm only. So if you're looking for a recipe that goes so well with that, then you do not need to buy a whole meal flour. Wheat meal flour contains 85-95% of the whole grain. And then there's self-raising flour. Self-raising flour merely is baking powder has been added, a rising agent. So if you're maybe doing your mandazis and something that needs that raising, you'd go for that. Look at that. And I tell you, this was so yummy, and the kids were there really waiting. Thank you. Until next time.